at the place as a position where the jurors are being selected. So far, 3 jurors have been selected, and the process is still on to select the jurors. The process is still on to select the jurors. So as soon as as all 12 and so to speak, the 15 are selected, then the, the trial will continue from the argument stage. So, but right about now is the process of selecting the jurors, and we as the information we got so far, only 3. So, Dama is still sorting out some information from the courtroom. He will tell you at what stage we are now. But I bet when he comes back, we will get further information as to the number of jurors we've gotten so far. So right about now, only 3 jurors being certified and selected for this process. So we've been left with the rest to make up of the number of 15. But you will have 12 permanent jurors, and the 3 will be alternated. So let's just spin our camera around to show you the courtyard. You see just little presence of people, and the presence of these people tells you that some of them are here for court matter, while some are journalists. Like in other cases where, particularly political cases where the temple of justice will be crowded with supporters. Most of those supporters chant battle cry or so, but this is a criminal case, and it does not need supporters. Um, it does not need people chanting battle cry or so. So this is a criminal matter. This is a murder trial that is taking place. This is a sensitive issue like any other case or cases. So we will have to have the place clear for of noise and distraction. So we will continue with the coverage here. We will continue with the coverage here. Damo is still filtering out some information. The information is coming. So pretty soon, Damon, just in the JFIC, Damon will be here to tell you at what stage we are, how many jurors have been selected. But as we were on this live, we saw 2 persons in handcuffs, 2 gentlemen um, being arranged before the Monrovia City Court. So Damon is back to tell us who are those 2 persons, and why are they in handcuff and being escorted by an officer. So Damon will come shortly in a jiffy to tell us to give us some details about that event. And as we told you earlier, Nathaniel Mangeo, uh, Milton TRJ, and countrymen, that cases are before the Supreme Court relating to demonstration issue in Margibi, Sano, and Mansorado. So those are the 3 cases at the Supreme before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is about to give its opinion on those 3 cases today. So, like Damon told you, we'll sway our attention we'll switch our attention to that side and give you some pieces of information there. But Damon is here to tell us one, those two persons in the handcuff. Who are they? Why are they in handcuff? What are their various crimes? Or are they together in a crime commission? And what is the latest from Criminal Code A?
Thank you, Haji. This is the longest stretch I left you because we have to get more information. A lot of cases go on. As we said, one of these cases is a case that's involved women start Gloria Newton, Rebecca Whistler, and Alice Johnson. So to give you updates on that case, really is our primary focus, and then we can divert into other happenings here on the grounds of the temple of justice. So additional female juror has been added. So that means 4 jurors have now been qualified. So now we have 2 males and 2 females.
They are telling all no follow me again.
All right, so whilst we are checking that, let me check the sound quality here from my end as well. Let me check the sound quality from my end as well. So please be giving your feedbacks as we are trying to make sure we bring you all of the best sound quality and what's happening on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. So the sound is okay. For now, the sound is okay. I'm listening to it. So folks, thank you for your feedback. Thank you for giving us your feedback. We have sorted that out. So we're looking for your feedback as well to let us know that the feedback, the sound quality is good. So Dete Colley says good. Durato Kula says better now. Logan Christiana says is good as well. Thank you, folks. That is why we depend on each other doing this coverage, because without your feedbacks, we do not know what is unfolding. All right, so there is also a technical switch at the back. So Haji needs to take a rest, a well-deserved rest as well. He's been standing since 10 a.m. this morning. So Emmanuel has been rested enough. So Haji is going to take at least 1 to 2 hours of break and let Emmanuel, do the camera work for now. All right, so just to give you feedback, updates on the Gloria Musu Scat case as well. So far, there are 4 jurors that have been qualified after 20 prospective, juror candidates were presented before the courts. So out of the 4 jurors that have been selected, you have 2 males in their middle age and 2 females in their middle age as well. So you have 4 jurors that have been qualified to form the 15-man jury. 12 will be permanent jurors and 3 will be alternating jurors as well. So 4 out of the 15 have been qualified, and the next set of 5 prospective jurors have been submitted before the court, before the lawyers, that is the defense and the prosecution lawyers, to cross-examine them to see whether or not they are going to be qualified. Again, additional information according to one of our sources within Criminal Code 8, they've counted 9 defense lawyers. So 9 lawyers have been counted in open court representing the former Chief Justice and 3 other co-defendants. And they've also counted 4 prosecuting lawyers. So the ratio is 9:4 right now in Criminal Code 8, with the former Chief Justice and 3 other co-defendants having 9 lawyers representing them as of now, and the state being represented by 4 lawyers, including the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor Nyanti Twan. So that's from the Gloria Musu Scat case. That is the update. So jury selection is still ongoing, according to one of our sources within the court. Their demeanor, that is the defendant's demeanor, is for one that is in high spirits. They're still conversing while the lawyers are doing what they have to do. Now, to the other cases happening here, we all do know that there was a case of reportedly a lady in the Logan Town community was shot allegedly by an officer of the LDEA, the guy you saw wearing the gray shirt. 2 guys that were handcuffed. The one in the gray shirt is the LDEA officer and we will give you full details of that story. The case has not been called yet at the Monrovia City Court, where they will read out his charges, and he will be sent. If his lawyers can secure bail for him, they can secure bail bond. But what we've heard is that he has not been charged with murder, but rather manslaughter. But we haven't gotten a hold of the charge sheet yet. We did speak to the victim family members as well. They are willing to talk to us here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice to give us their own narrative of what allegedly happened and how come their daughter was shot. So we'll bring you all of these stories as well from the Supreme Court of Liberia. The Supreme Court is to give ruling in 3 high-profile cases today involving the political future of 3 candidates vying to be elected. So we have Senator Milton Tiaje, former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Nathaniel Falo McGill, and another individual known as original countryman. I was able to get his first name as Thomas. I'm still trying to get his full name. Those cases are to be verdicts are to be rendered today by the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. So again, the police officers have not gotten so much work to do today. They just laid back in conversations. There's not so much of any tension so far. There's been no tension whatsoever here since the trial of the former Chief Justice began. Though there's a police presence here or a presence of the joint security, but there's not been any commotion at all. All right. So we'll keep bringing you updates from the Temple of Justice involving the case, that's Criminal Code A, the case involving the former Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, that's Councillor Gloria Musu Scott. Why? Yeah. Only a San journalist should be recording here. When we came, we made it known to the judicial office that our assigned reporter is incapacitated, so they have to inform you. So, what's the tall bright fellow? I think he's the assistant or something like that. So we came here, we told him and said our assigned reporter is incapacitated at the moment, and we are here to cover the story. So as we are, yeah, man, what did I need? Peanut. So we informed him. So what I want to know here is, my sister, we have informed Peanut. He was the one who brought the issue first. You understand? So we came and told him that we are here. If for any reason you have any issue to come and tell us to cut our life off, that is being disrespectful to us as well. It's not an insult. We are doing a piece of job. If you have anything to say, say, oh, excuse me, let me talk with you on the side. You just don't come and say, oh, we should just cut the life off. You can't do that.
Yeah, sorry. But then
that's what you should do. We talk to Peanut. You understand? We talk to Peanut. So you can find Peanut. I don't know where he is.
I want to tell you, officer, that Peanut is not a hair. He should off the camera because he's not a son here. He usually come here saying things. Yeah,
saying things as
why we can get Peanut is not a hair yet. But we want to talk to him. Peanut, they're not giving instruction or all my concern.
So my thing is, let them reach out to Peanut, but we cannot cut the camera off. We cannot cut the camera off. We cannot cut the camera off. You can cut the camera off. You can cut it off. Yeah, thank you. So let them go harmonize. You have to respect your police as well. You know, when we came on this ground, we firstly inform everybody. We move with Fabin, we move with everybody. We talk with them. So if you can have respect for your colleagues, you know, you come in the corner and say, oh, but you tell us to cut our life off. What's that? In the head we agree, but you have to give your colleagues courtesy and respect. You just come here. What's that? Giving you the head. You are a national media as well. Are we making confusion?
We are not.
Nobody does not have jurisdiction on reporting from here. She's got so that you have to Election no function, eh? Election no function.
That's what I'm coming ground, baby. Yeah,
No, it's not for common ground. It's for journalists. It's for journalists. We are journalists. How you call it? External years. No, but I didn't expect her to report us. I report to have problem with no, we're just surprised that she can continue. That's your issue. Yeah. Well, that's the camera out.
As well. So, folks, all right, we're trying to check the sound. We are trying to check the sound. All right, folks, please let us know the quality of the audio. We are trying to make sure that we bring you good quality audio. So, all right, so the audio quality is good. Let's see if we can bring you more updates from the grounds of the Temple of Justice. This is Spoon TV. My name is Diamond Slanger. As we said, we're following the case of Councilor Gloria Musu Scott and three other co-defendants, that is Gertrude Newton, Alice Johnson, and Rebecca Ude Wisner. So once we get more updates from the court, that is Criminal Court A, we'll bring you up to speed with what is happening. So far, 4 jurors have been selected from 20 prospective jurors who were submitted to the court, and they were quizzed, by the defense and prosecution teams. And so far, only 4 persons have been qualified as jurors to sit on this particular case. So another batch again of prospective jurors have been called forward, and they are currently being quizzed by both the defense and prosecution teams. The time here in Liberia is 2 minutes up to 12 p.m. and the jury selection, that is day 2 of the trial involving the former Chief Justice Councilor Gloria Musu Scott, and 3 other co-defendants. This is the second day since this case was called to trial. And the first day of the trial was on yesterday, where the prosecution stroke movements have filed for a motion for the relocation of the trial venue, and that was denied by the judge, Judge Roosevelt Willie. The defense had also filed a motion for a reautopsy and the revisitation of the crime scene. That again was denied by the judge. And then on yesterday, jury selection had begun, but it was met with some disagreements by the lawyers, and hence it was pushed to today. As of when the jury selection began, only 4 jurors have been selected so far. So let's see if we can give you more updates from the courts. So the charges against the former Chief Justice and the 3 other co-defendants include murder, criminal conspiracy, and making false statements to law enforcement officials. So those are the charges. All right. So let's see if we can give you more updates. All right, so the latest is the second batch of that's the fifth batch. The fifth batch of prospective jurors are being quizzed by the both sets of lawyers. So Chalo Musu, all of this began on the 22nd of February 2023 at the Broville residence of the former Chief Justice Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, where she then had reported to law enforcement agents and officers that her home was allegedly broken into by an alleged assailant, and in the process, her daughter Chalo Musu was stabbed multiple times and she lost her life. So we'll continue to bring you updates from the grounds of the Temple of Justice, and as this all important case is unfolding, this case is very, very important. It's a case of national interest as well. And this case is not just of national interest, it is also of international interest. And there's been so much interest in this particular case. So I'll leave Haji to do the commentary, and let's go and see how we can solve it.
Okay, thank you, Damon. We had a little altercation with one of the judicial reporters, but Damon is going to sort it out in the office of the communication director. But like Damon clearly told you, we are having this trial going on at Criminal Code A involving the former Chief Justice, Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, and three others. And we told you the number of jurors that have been selected so far. And with all the cases that are already taking place at the Supreme Court, we got three domicile cases taking place at the Supreme Court, or very opinions supposed to be brought down in those cases. So one is Nathaniel McGill, two Milton Tiaje, three countrymen. So there are three cases. We don't know whether that case has commenced, but all we know is that an opinion is supposed to be rendered in those cases today. Then our main focus is the case, the murder trial involving Councillor Gloria Musu Scott is taking place, and we have our reporter stationed in feeding us with all the information, and Damon has been giving you the information as it relates to what is happening in the main court, that's Criminal Code A, and all activities that are taking place here. Like you saw, two persons being arranged before the Monrovia City Court, and Damon just told you who are those two persons, but it's a bit rainy here. Since this morning, the weather wasn't okay, and we're experiencing downpour of rain. And we saw the arrival of the Chief Justice, and earlier when the Chief Justice came, we were asked to push back a bit, and that was necessary because you have people standing all over, and so as the case will continue, you have people coming, supporters, people in solidarity with Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, but the court officers have told them clearly that they don't want the place crowded up, and so you saw some people leaving, and with the presence of the security officers of the Liberian National Police, the Immigration Service, they are here giving us maximum security here on the grounds of the Supreme Court or Temple of Justice. So the case continued at the Criminal Code A, where the trial is taking place. So we got three so far being three jurors so far being accepted. So we stay to see the selection of more jurors to make up of 12 jurors and three more to be um, on standby. Like Damon told you, this are selected. Until they are selected, the argument, the mere argument into the case will not start until, because the entire case is involved, it's not a full bench case but a jury trial. So a jury trial means that we have to have all the jurors selected before we can go through the full argument of the case. So it's all good here. We are stationed outside uh, the main court, but the case is taking place at the criminal court A, where the trial is taking place, and our reporter is there giving us the information. Damon has gone to the director of communication office because we have a little altercation with some judicial reporters asking us to leave. For what reason? We don't know, but they are telling us also that we are not assigned reporters here at the judiciary. But remember, Spoon TV, Spoon FM does have Aaron Talu as our assigned reporter. He is in the court also. So this is normal, where when landmark case is taking place, you have the interest of the media, and the media have to come and give the public um, real-time information. So you don't expect only a particular assigned reporter to come and cover this case. You have other journalists coming to cover this case. So our police here need to understand, like you are seeing all of reporters coming from other media entities. They are not assigned here, but you will see them coming because this is a landmark case. This has so much public interest. So you'll see journalists coming to cover this case. So we don't know for what reason our colleague here, our police here are telling us not to provide coverage. But we don't know the motive behind um, their, their reason, but that's what it is. But we are here to give the coverage, to bring you this coverage involving the the murder trial of former Chief Justice Councilor Gloria Musu Scott. So Damon, as I told you, has gone to the communication director office, and they have started us for further questioning. So Damon has gone there to answer some questions and give some information why we should um, have this coverage, why we should be here, why this trial is going on. Like I told you, all our journalists are here, so more journalists will come to provide coverage. So we see no reason why our colleague will ask us to cut off our life or to stop providing coverage here on the grounds of the temple of justice. So we are experiencing rain here today. So it is, though it is a rainy season, but yesterday was a bit okay. The day before, like the weekend, was okay with the weather. But today is Tuesday and we are experiencing rain. Yeah, that's nature. That's nature. But it won't stop our work because we are on this roof, and it's giving us a bit of shelter. So our colleague Damon will soon be back in Javik to provide more information, because he is receiving the information from our reporter in the courtroom. He is receiving the information. He is in direct contact with our reporter there. Our reporter is giving him the information as it unfolds. So we told you three jurors were certified and selected so far. So this is the juror process. The selection of the juror process is where we are. So as soon as the 12 jurors are selected, in total it will be 5 jurors, 3 permanent jurors, and 12 permanent jurors, then 3 standby jurors will be selected. So we told you the jurors, when selected, they have to be confirmed in isolation, no contact from the outside world because of the nature of the case. The first juror selected said he does not have any knowledge about the case, no connection with whosoever involved in the case. So on that basis, he was selected. The second person being selected was questioned, and the person stated that though they did not have connection to anybody, but after being selected, but she was later disqualified because um, the defendant said, or the defense counsel said, she has some lineage with the with one of the lawyers or the prosecuting lawyers, so she was disqualified. So 3 so far have been selected. It's a bit breezy here, so we don't know whether the breeze is embarrassing the microphone. But if the audio is okay, you can tell us the audio is okay. Yes, we're receiving signal that the audio is okay. So keep watching Spoon TV. We are dishing out Liberia best. We are having a long day coverage of the murder trial involving former Chief Justice Councilor Gloria Musu Scott and 3 other persons. So there are 4 in connection to the death of their relative, Charlotte Musu. It's what we know so far. So the information will come. The case is ongoing. Our reporter is feeding us with information from the court. Damo is in direct contact with our source in the courtroom and other sources that are feeding us with information. So as soon as Damo comes back, he will be telling you, the viewers, the number of jurors that have been selected so far, the number of jurors that have been selected so far, what we know about the case, what other information we have on hand. Diamond will be telling you that because he has direct information with our reporters, in the courtroom and other sprinkle we have stationed there. So it's a bit rainy here. We are experiencing serious downpour of rain at the moment. So you will see people who have been standing, um, who have been past standing. They will have to come under the shelter. So you get in the place a little park. We hope the security officers wouldn't have problem um, with people standing here because obviously it's raining. You won't expect them to go, into the rain to, stand, to go in the rain and stand to watch. So they will have to come in the road. So we told you about the security presence. Yes, we do have security presence, and security presence will be beefed up here as the case, progresses. As the case progresses, you will have, the security presence, beefed up because the intensity will grow. The intensity will grow. So you will have more security officers being added. So okay, so one of the judicial reporters who is covering the trial, we want to quiz him a bit, but he will come back to tell us what he witnessed in the courtroom. We also have Fabien Koya. Fabien, we would like to talk to Fabien, but Fabien is also monitoring other cases here, but we want to get their their expertise on the coverage of of different set of trials here. So it's all good. We are still here having this coverage. The landmark case involving the murder trial, involving the former Chief Justice Councilor Gloria Musu Scott and three others. So we expect to have more information from the court. Our Mayor Damo is here. So we have one of the judicial reporter who is covering this trial and other cases. He is an assigned judicial reporter here. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Haji.
Okay, so can I know your full name, sir?
My name is G. Watson Riches.
Okay. So, Watson, you are covering the murder trial. What do you know so far? How far we are? Bring us to speed with what is happening in the courtroom.
Well, the court is ready on the selection of the jurors. Right now, we are on the selection of the jurors, and then the matter has already been suspended up to Thursday. We're going to resume with the hearing or the selection of the juror on Thursday.
So, how many jurors have been selected so far?
So far, they have selected 6 jurors, and then they are going to be sequestrated today, meaning they're going to keep them underground for safeguard or protection until they can complete the entire panel of the 15-member jurors.
So we talk about 15 members jurors. Do we know that 12 will be permanent and the 3 will be on standby, or how do you represent that?
Well, 12 persons are going to serve on the panel, while 3 is going to be on the standby for any eventuality. Maybe someone will get sick in the process, so they can be replaced by the 3 that will be on the standby.
So you said so far where we are is that the case has been suspended and will resume Thursday?
For now, the judge has mandated the juror management to go in the street of Morovia to find prospective jurors so that they can come to be selected and subsequently qualify to serve on the 15-member panel.
So what's your understanding about the selection of jurors? Who do you think jurors are supposed to be?
Well, jurors are expected to be neutral people who don't have side within the case. So they are, if you are to be a juror, you have to be neutral. You don't have to have side within the case. Or the judicial law provides that in order to be selected as a juror, there are certain criteria that you should have. Or if you are unqualified to be a juror, there are also certain criteria that that can disqualify you to not be selected as a juror. And among those qualifications are, in order for you to not be qualified as a juror, they say either you cannot read or write, or you are relative to either the defendants or that of the lawyers that are involved in the case.
So they basically disqualify.
They disqualify you.
Okay.
Once you have relationship with the lawyers or the people, let's say the defendants, you have relationship with the lawyer or the defendants, automatically you are disqualified to serve on the juror. And another thing is that,
So what qualifies you?
well, like I stated earlier on, you have to be neutral.
Okay.
You have to be
neutral.
neutral. Right. You should be able to read and write. And you should be able to just have an independent mind. You should have an independent mind in whatsoever decision you are going to make in the case.
Okay. So for what you monitor so far in the selection of the juror, we understand that some people were disqualified because of lineage and other issues that don't qualify them. What do you know so far about that?
So I think the major reason that most of these people were disqualified was just they have heard the matter on radio, either radio, social media, because this murder case, the individual, one of the accused or one of the defendants in the murder case is a permanent individual, the former Chief Justice. So this matter has been discussed widely on media at large. So you find out that people have listened to this case and they have discussed this matter in various quarters. So the lawyer will place a question to you if you have heard of the case If you say yes, it provides that you can be disqualified because you as a juror, you are not to discuss this matter before coming to serve as a juror, right? These are some of the things that they were disqualified on.
So it is possible to have somebody who may have not heard about the case in any other form and manner.
Hearing about the case is one thing.
Okay.
So people are not being disqualified because they have heard a case. No. Some of them have heard a case, but they don't have any idea. But some of them heard a case and then they went ahead to discuss the merit of the case. And you are not to discuss the merit of the case as a juror. So once you discuss the merit of the case as a juror, automatically you are disqualified.
So Thursday, when we come back, what will be happening?
Well, the scene selection process is going to be taking place. They're going to be calling on the jurors, and then for them to be vetted by the both parties, the defending team and that of the prosecuting team. They are going to be quizzed by them.
So when the jurors are selected, so who bring forth the jurors and how are they qualified? Can we say the both parties have to agree to set a fashion that okay, these people can serve?
Yeah, both parties have to agree. And even if you are disqualifying someone not to serve as a juror, you have to do that based on cause. Yeah, you can just disqualify somebody based on what you heard or what you feel, but you have to disqualify them based on cause as per the proceeding of the jury law. So you can just disqualify any other person like that. You have to disqualify them based on the law.
You are a judicial reporter. If we conclude this issue of jury selection, um, what stage will we be entering into in this particular case?
So after the selection of the jury, they are going to be qualified to serve on the panel. And when they are qualified on the panel, the next thing we're going to see is that the production of witnesses. That's the next stage.
So mean I will be entering into argument.
Argument, no. You have to follow step by step. First, you have to produce witnesses. The witnesses, you produce witnesses to serve on the panel, right? The production of witnesses. So after that, the argument will start taking place now.
After the production of witnesses, then you will have to enter into the argument stage.
Yeah.
Okay. So after the argument stage, what next?
Well, the jury had to look at the file, they had to present the entire case file to the jury, and then they will go in their own deliberation room to decide whether this person will be found guilty or not guilty. That will be done in the deliberation room.
You think how long such a case can last for?
Normally we see such cases last longer. Let's take for instance the drug case that we had here before.
Yeah.
So that drug case lasted for 8 months.
Okay.
It lasted for 8 months, depending on the both parties' lawyers, because there will be some delay tactics along the way. People will be filing some motions. People will be filing other stuff. So based on the proceeding, the case may be fast tracked. But if people are just filing in some motions, it will cause delay within the case.
Okay. So you think the case can take up to 1 year?
Like as I stated, depending on the processes.
Yeah.
Because
If there will be motion filed,
there will be motion filed,
and the motion will be tried, tested,
motion, you have to go for hearing of that motion. So all of these things that will be causing delay within the process. And as time goes by, the case will just be dragging. We want to look, it will cause a lot of stuff. And sometimes what causes the delay, sometimes the production of witnesses as well. Right? The production of witnesses, it causes a lot of delay.
So this is a case. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not holding you hostage. You are doing your work, but it's important for you to explain this to the people all around the world. Yes, there are people who don't have clue to this particular case. There are some people who have little understanding about the case. You are helping them provide the information. Now, with what you understood so far, you saw the former Chief Justice coming. Can you tell us how well-being, though you are not a medical practitioner, can you tell us how physical morphology is? Can you tell us some of the some of the defendants, how are they being presented?
Well, as you stated, I'm not a medical practitioner to state the well-being of the former Chief Justice. But you and I know that as per her appearance, she doesn't seem to be well, right? She doesn't seem to be well. And at one point in time, we heard that she had some problem that she needed some treatment, medical attention. But I cannot independently state that whether she is well or she's not well. I cannot prove that. But we see her appearance, I can state that she doesn't appear very well. She doesn't appear very well. In this case, it's highly emotional.
Okay.
Yeah, it's highly emotional, and you can feel the sentiments within the case, right? People are highly connected to the Chief Justice, and you can see the euphoria within the whole place. They put about the security, how you call it, tightening, everything is just so the lot of sentiments and the emotions surrounding the case is too high.
That's what brings me to the question on the selection of the juror. It will be difficult to select the required juror for the case because this case has been discussed, across the country. People have discussed this case one way or the other. So to select a juror, or jurors, in this particular matter, where on the basis that they have not discussed the case, they have not heard about the case, it's kind of difficult, Wasi.
Yeah, it's difficult though. It's difficult, but we're getting there. We are gradually getting there. For the fact that they have selected 6 persons, that means we are getting there. I think they are left with 9 more people, right? 9 more persons to be selected. So let's see on Thursday when we come on Thursday. Apparently, they must select all of the 9 individuals that are expected to be selected so that they can just start one and for all.
What sort of argument you think the defense or the prosecution will be putting up in this particular case?
Their argument would be they had to prove the murder charge beyond all reasonable doubt.
And that is a difficult thing to do because there is no CCTV footage. You will produce witnesses as a prosecution. So who are those witnesses the prosecution will bring forward?
Yeah, I don't know right now, right? They have their own witnesses. For the fact that they charge these 4 defendants with murder, it means they have sufficient evidence to prosecute them. So let's wait and see who will be the witnesses. But until then, you and I cannot decide for them.
Okay, any party comment? I want to take leave of you. It seems like I'm holding you hostage.
No, you are not holding me hostage. This is why we stand up to inform the Liberian people about happenings at the judiciary. So we are looking up to Thursday for the selection of the prospective juror. So thank you for having me on your platform.
Thank you again. What's the name?
Watson Riches.
Okay, Mr. Richard, thank you so much. My colleague here at the Temple of Justice, you are providing us information. So the former Chief Justice will be coming out at any moment to be escorted back to the Monrovia Central Prison. So already we are seeing our family members and onlookers here being positioned. The bus will come. So I think they have sent for the bus already because we are seeing the court officers and the prison guys also. So as soon as the bus arrives, then of course the 4 defendants will be taken back to the Monrovia Central Prison. So we can see some lawyers standing by, looking. These are people who were in the courtroom. You can see some family members way at the glass window there, and some supporters as well. but the bus will soon arrive here. As soon as the bus arrives, the former Chief Justice will end her all of three defendants in the case will be taken back to the Monrovia Central Prison. But it's raining here. It's raining. We are experiencing a complete downpour of rain. So certainly it won't deter or stop our work, but we will continue with the coverage. So it seems like Dama is in a long hall of meeting. Communication office.
Chilo play. Chilo. Go. Go leave it here, bro. Leave it when I go out and come with them. Chilo play.
Quality give our reception report. It seems like we are experiencing a bit of bad quality. So you can tell us the quality of our audio, because we are here to serve you better. We are here to serve you better. So tell us the quality of the audio, then we can continue the conversation from here. So you have to tell us the audio quality. You have to tell us the audio quality. We stay. So we have some lawyers coming out. Okay, we have some lawyers coming out. We have some family members. Yeah, so there were other jurors, persons being denied. On what basis you deny some jurors?
No, we don't want to enter into that. It's purely legal, and so the facts as provided to you are sufficient. And what we can say is that the process is ongoing.
So how is your client?
She appears to be good, except that she's not in her comfort zone. You're most welcome, and Anthony Newman Tosa Dixon Raymond Tamba.
Thank you, Mr. Tama.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Tama, one of the defense counsel. Okay, we stay experiencing no sound, so you you have to tell us the quality of our audio, please. You have to imagine you let to take the receiver or and put it back.
Not going through. Let me try again.
Okay, tell us the audio quality. Okay, so it's good now. Yes, this is what we have, and we are making use of what we have. So family members are here. Like we talked to Mr. Tama. He works with the council of law firm here in Monrovia. So, and he also providing um, legal service to the counselor in this particular case. This is the murder trial of former Chief Justice and the three others defendant in the case back to the prison compound. But until then, I don't know because it's raining or they are hearing that outside here. Experiencing a problem with our audio. Prior police are already here to give us maximum protection, to provide maximum protection of the facilities because of the nature of the case. Like one of our one of the judicial reporters told you this case is very sensitive, so you have security being beefed up as the case progressive. So we will talk to our reporter who is still in the courtroom. He has not come out yet. We will talk to him, but yet Damo is in direct contact with our reporter. He is the one in direct contact with our reporter, getting all the information from our reporter there. So we are here stationed outside while our reporter is in there giving us the information. Like I told you, Damo is in direct contact with our reporter information broadcast. But we are stationed here. We will be here on Thursday. Remember, we will follow the case. We follow the case from the genesis, and we will make sure we end with this case and we get to the logical conclusion. That's why we are. That's why we are paid for a Spoon Network, and we always dish out Liberia's best.